Stacks in the City. This is the podcast about getting this money and achieving financial independence by any means necessary. And you all, we're in the thick of travel month. And I am here with Yaneli Espinoli.
Hello, Espinal.
Espinal.
You got it, girl.
Sorry, y'all know I'm working on my Spanish. I'm here with Yaneli.
It's fine. A lot of people call me that. You remember Recess, the cartoon from back in the day? They're like, Yaneli Spinelli. I'm like, girl, it's not how you say it.
You're cuter than her. No offense. No offense. Anyway, so we are here in Travel Month, and she is the creator and founder of Miss Be Helpful, which is a YouTube channel. Her aim is to have financial independence. She's teaching finance, she's teaching money, and she's just living her best life.
That's right.
And doing it on a dime. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first FinCon ever. I know it's your first FinCon too.
Oh yeah, I should have. Y'all were at FinCon.
Girl, this is legit. Like, people are really here to support each other and collaborate, and there is not a sense of competition amongst us, and I love that. I'm all about the support, uplifting each other, and you know, just the collaboration. So I am having a ball.
Me too. I think the best part about FinCon is we're surrounded by all these regular, schmegular people.
Yep.
And all they're trying to do is just help people become more financially stable, more financially abundant. But they're not anybody special. They're nobody different than me and you.
Exactly, and I love that. And that humanity, that sense of humanity is really here. Like, people are just like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Can I do a video? And they're like, of course. I love it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Miss Be Helpful. How did it start? Why is it so important for you to help teach finances? And who are you teaching to? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, so I'm talking to 18 to 30 primarily, because I made my biggest mistakes when I was 18.
Your biggest financial mistakes?
My biggest financial mistakes. Girl, opened credit cards, and started to just spend without understanding how interest it works and what it is. And so essentially I just developed a ton of credit card debt because I thought, this is what I need to do to live the way that I want to live. And I never had any personal finance education, never had a personal finance class, a business class.
Where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York. Oh. So in New York City actually there is an economics requirement, and you can embed personal finance in that course, but there's no personal finance requirement. And that's the case for 45 states. Like, 5 states actually right now have a requirement in high school, but that is actually a full semester of required personal finance.
Wow.
And that's tragic, because a lot of people throw out the number 17 states require it. That's not true. 17 states have it written some way, but a lot of times it's not a full semester. If you learn something for 2-3 weeks in class, you're not going to get it. Yeah. You need a full semester required. So I'm all about that advocacy, and I talk about why it's crazy that we're not learning. It's too wild that no high school student's getting it, and yet at 18 you sign student loan agreements, you sign credit card agreements, so you're making adult decisions without having been taught adult information. So that's why I decided to go on YouTube and say, look, y'all, these are the mistakes that I made. This is what I wish I had known. Don't fall into these traps, and learn so that you can actually use the system to your benefit, because credit cards don't hurt if you use them the right way.
Absolutely.
So you got to know about that.
What makes you so different? What changed your perspective? Because like you said, you come from a background where no one else knew about finances. You're a first-generation American,
First generation, Dominican immigrant parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do that made everyone else different?
Girl, the thing that made me different was when I made a mistake, I didn't run away from it. When I made a huge mistake, I saw $20,000 in credit card debt when I graduated, and I was like, what?
Wow.
This was a huge mistake. Now that I understand that I'm going to have a hard time paying it back, I can't run away. I noticed, like, my brothers and sisters, when they were, shout out to all 8 of my brothers and sisters, because I love them, but my older brothers and sisters, didn't necessarily have the help. I have them to help me, but they didn't have they're the older ones. So they would, like, when the bill collectors would call the house, they'd be like, Janelle, tell them I'm not here. Say I'm not here. And I'm like, Christian, why are you saying? Why? You're right here, though. And they're like, tell them I'm not here. And so I saw this, like, running away from debt. I don't have the money. Don't tell them I'm not here. And I noticed something was wrong about that, but I was a kid and I didn't know. So when I saw my huge debt, I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to run away. I'm going to, like, figure out how to fix it. And so I read all the personal finance books and watched all the TED Talks and all of that. And then I was like, I'm going to do this.
So instead of running away from the fire, you decided to extinguish the fire.
Right.
That's
just
like
you see the fire burning and a house is up in flames. You don't think I have to run in there. But if your child is in there, you will run in there and save that child. And for me, I'm my own child. Like, I love myself too much to let myself burn in there. I'm going to run in and save me.
You got to do what I got to do.
Girl.
And you did it.
And I did.
And now your channel is essentially talking about disseminating that information.
Yes.
So what makes your life so much better? You're debt free now.
I'm
debt
free. Been debt free since 2016.
Yes, and you had a perfect credit score at one point.
I have above 800. Actually, I just posted a video while I was here in FinCon about how my credit score dropped because a random delinquency was reported from because one of my old apartments caught fire like in 2017, and I had to move out, my roommates and everything. And apparently there was like $69 left on a bill that wasn't paid. But I'm positive I closed that out right, and that's an error. But whatever, I didn't want to deal with the claims, so I'm just gonna pay it off and get it wiped. So my credit score is like 780 something right now, but it's gonna get back up to 800, y'all, real soon.
Oh, y'all better take some notes. Well, her credit score is over mine. Like,
yeah,
good God,
I'm not playing.
I see you. So, how has your life gotten better?
Yeah.
Now that you have perfect credit, pretty much. Now that you are debt free, what have you done now? Like, why is it better?
I just feel like the sky's the limit now. Like, I don't have anybody that I owe. I don't have any stress around money. I can pretty much sit here and say, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do? I have this money amassed, it's my stacked up savings, money invested, and that gives me opportunity. So, I can travel, which, we're about to talk about travel. I decided to travel, and, I can decide to live wherever I want. I can decide to leave a job that I don't love. If I don't love it, I can leave. I can not work for a few months while I find another job that I am passionate about. So that freedom and that opportunity, that choice that you have can only really come from you being financially independent.
Yeah. You literally started doing this by going toward the fire and by educating yourself.
Yeah, girl, I read all the books. I read all, Women in Money. I read the, Young, Fabulous, and Broke. I read I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit. I read the 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss.
Okay.
All of the classics, all the things they tell you, Millionaires Next Door, which just is amazing. Millennial Money. Like, there's so many amazing books and podcasts and resources. So there's no reason why poor folks, like, I grew up poor. Yeah. I couldn't afford to pay for a mastermind course or anything. But, I can read these books. Like, these books are what? $9 I paid for Women in Money back in the day. I paid $9 at like a Walgreens or something, Dwayne Reed or something. And that was the best book, the best $9 I could spend on a book to invest in myself. Yeah.
That is, you guys, my heart started beating triple time.
Girl.
So tell me more about this choice. Tell me more about your travel experience. So it's travel month. Just so you know, we're talking about travel hacks. We're talking about ways to save money on travel. I've been to probably 20 countries and counting.
Okay, you beat me, but
tell me about your travel experiences. What have you done with this newfound financial independence? Because you have a job too.
Yes. So I have always had a full-time job. I've never been without a job more than like 2 months or 3 months. And so what I decided to do was I decided, okay, my lease was going to be up in June of this past year. My job, I had already put in my month's notice, and it works on an academic calendar year, the contract's there, so I knew June school's over in New York, so I'm done. Okay. So I'm like, okay, nowhere to live unless I renew this lease, the job's over. This is a perfect opportunity. Again, like, I have the money, I have the freedom, what do I want to do? And so my boyfriend and I have always talked about wanting to live in Barcelona. And so we were like, let's just do it. Let's just go. Let's just do it right now. And so we just booked our flights. We booked a long-term Airbnb rental, and we went and we literally lived in Barcelona. I was there for a full month and a half, and he had to, I had to come back, but he got a chance to stay because we both work remotely. So I came back because I had accepted a new offer for a new role that I didn't plan on taking. Like, when I YouTubed, I was like, guys, I left my job. I'm moving to Barcelona. Like, people were like, you're crazy. And they're like, wait, you're back a month later? I was like, I know, I had to cut my travel short because this really amazing opportunity came up with this organization. But I was going to be out there and just see, like, what happens, because I love Barcelona. I love the culture. And it's just traveling, like, it's something that when you do it, it really stretches you. It really pushes you and pulls you in ways that you just won't be pushed and pulled at home in your comfort zone. You're trying new foods, you're meeting new people, experiencing a new culture, sometimes a new language, and just a new lifestyle and a way of life. And people have different values. And so when you see and witness that and you're a part of that, it really just it inspires you in a way, and it allows you to sort of change who you are a little bit every time you travel.
Really?
So, I mean, I am all about travel. Last year we did a similar trip. 2 years ago, 9 days in Europe. So I did 3 days in Paris, 3 days in London, and 3 days in Barcelona. And then that was what, like,
the trigger
my interest, the trigger, like, I'm coming back to Barcelona when I had the chance because I loved it.
I'm literally, I need you to break this Barcelona thing down a little bit more. Because you're telling me, because first of all, you live in New York still, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn, New York.
New York is one of the most expensive cities in the United States, if not and among the world.
Yes.
So I'm trying. Did you have money saved up to do this? Did you work while you were there?
Yeah, so I saved up enough money. So pretty much since 2016, when I was debt free, I started to pretty much everything that I was putting towards the debt to get debt free so quick, I just started saving it.
So
I never changed my lifestyle.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I have a video on my YouTube channel about how I saved half my income.
I'll put that in the notes.
In that video, essentially all the things that I was doing in that video, I kept on doing it. I pretended that I still had debt. And this debt is a debt that I owe to myself. I owe myself this. And so I sort of saw myself as the debt collector. Now I'm collecting a debt that I owe myself because I hadn't been doing it before because I couldn't. And so I just kept on being super frugal. I lived in an apartment with 2 other girls, so it was a 3-bedroom apartment. And now, in my mid-20s, people are like, girl, you have a full-time job, you're in your mid-20s, you should have your own apartment, you should have a car, you should be thinking about real estate. I'm like, you should mind your business, because what I'm doing is strategic. I'm not just going down, checking, okay, I graduated college, great, now I need to get an apartment, now I need to think about getting a man, now I need to get married, and then maybe we need to get a house. I wasn't thinking about checking off boxes. I was thinking about, what is the future life that I want to live, and what will it require for me to be able to live that way? And a lot of times, it's money. Like, money doesn't necessarily directly buy you happiness, but it can bring you a lot of opportunities that will allow you to live a happier life. And so I just knew. I watched my parents in poverty my whole life. Like, I have to be the one to break the cycle of poverty.
Wow.
And so in order to do that, you have to be willing to do crazy and sacrificial things.
But, are you sacrificing your happiness with this? Because the issue that a lot of people have with money, with debt, is that, I don't want to live in a house with 3 other girls. I want to go out on the weekends. Right. I want to look nice. I want to travel now. I don't want to wait. I don't mind putting money on my credit card so I can live this version of YOLO. Yeah, you're right. So the way that I saw it was like, okay, let me use an analogy. I love using analogies. When I work with kids in schools and stuff, I use analogies to explain things, concepts, right? So say you have 3 different foods, like meals. So one that you hate. Right, let's say that's hot dogs. You hate hot dogs. Yeah. One that Vienna
you
sausages.
love, girl. One that you love. Maybe it's like guacamole, whatever, right? And then there's one in the middle. It's like meh. A meh. Okay. Like a meh, like white rice. Okay. Like meh, whatever. Yeah, so that's fine. I can do with or without it. So now let's say you have to eat rice for the rest of your life. Every single day for the rest of your life, you have to eat rice. That's like meh. Like it's not. You're not unhappy, but you're not happy. You're just. It's whatever. All right. Okay. So wouldn't you rather eat hot dogs every day for 2 years, even though you hate them, if you'll be guaranteed to eat guacamole for the rest of your life after those first 2 years of eating hot dogs? Or would you rather spend the rest of your life eating rice? Some people might say, I'll take the rice. I just hate hot dogs that much that I'm willing to spend the rest of my life eating meh rice. Like, I'm fine with that because I'd rather be meh than be miserable for 2 years. I don't want to be miserable at all. And so if that's how you see it, then you're going to be okay with living a mediocre financial life, which means that you're in debt and debt is normal to you and you can't, have full financial independence and freedom because you're just settling for meh finances. You have to be willing to eat those disgusting hot dogs every single day and slurp up that hot dog water out the pot afterwards.
The ballpark water.
Ew. I used to do that though. But you have to be willing to do that for 2 years. Miserable. Oh, you hate these hot dogs and you're just forcing yourself to eat them for 2 years because what's 2 years in the grand scheme of your life?
You have decades of guacamole.
Life. If you get out of debt at 30, you are baby. 30, you are young. You got the rest of decades left to live. So the fact that people say, I'm YOLO, I'm 22. Okay, girl, but when you're 32, you're going to feel like you're still young. So don't you want to try to do something between now and then? And it means sacrificing now for the
But it's a short term of sacrifice.
Exactly, which is why I say 2 years of eating hot dogs sounds disgusting, but if it means 80, 70 years, 60 years of eating guacamole and you freaking love guacamole, then you're going to do it because you want it. What you look at and what you think about every day at the end of the tunnel is the guacamole that you love.
I love it.
And so I knew what I wanted. Girl, I wanted that guacamole every day. I wanted to live a life where I choose where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there, what I'm going to do with my time, and how I'm going to make money. I don't have to do a 9 to 5 unless I want to. And I just knew that freedom and that choice was what I wanted so bad that I was willing to be miserable a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't that miserable. There's things you can do to not be miserable.
What did you do?
So, and I've posted about this, but on my channel. But basically, like, I learned to do a lot of skills because you find yourself bored and miserable when you're not filling your time with things that you enjoy. But if you're a curious person, I'm a curious person. I've always been a curious learner. If you have curiosity in you, learning new skills and doing new things that you've never done before is a source of happiness and joy for you. Okay. It is a way to keep you engaged in life. So I taught myself to sew. You know, I taught myself to thread my eyebrows. I would do new sewing
her
projects.
Eyebrows are sharp.
Girl,
in case y'all are wondering,
in case y'all don't see them,
they're nice and sharp.
I get those comments a lot on my YouTube, like, girl, your eyebrows don't see them. I thread them myself. Get on my level. No, but the thing is, like, because I stopped going to happy hours, I stopped going to the movies, I stopped going to brunch every weekend. I would go like once in a while, not every weekend.
Of course.
Because you do want to be a little, you want to still have
out.
Exactly. It's not deprivation. It's what do you call it? Like regulating, like
regulation.
Okay. It's just sort of like controlling it, and it's like portion control. It's not, you're not gonna eat nothing and stare at a blank plate. You're gonna have portion control so that you're eating less. So I was spending less. I wasn't spending nothing, but I reduced my spending tremendously. So I stopped shopping. Shopping was my number one. Oh my Lord. Girl, I had JCPenney, Marshalls, The Gap, Forever 21, H&M on my credit card statements every month. When I first started looking at them, I was like, all right, I gotta stop.
So you started looking.
Girl, I was like, I gotta stop.
At first.
I gotta stop.
Okay.
So I started looking, and I was like, I see the pattern. I see where I'm wrong. So I was like, all right, first thing is be harsh on myself. No spending on shopping at all. No spending on drinking. No more happy hours. No more bars. Like, just cut those things out. And then once I kind of stopped missing them, because I started finding joy in sewing and recording videos for my YouTube channel and learning Photoshop, and so I can make my thumbnails on YouTube, learning iMovie and editing stuff, like, so I could edit my videos, like, so all that learning curve to learn all these new skills was keeping me engaged and excited. And so I didn't miss the old way of life because, I don't know, I was happy.
I'm totally about that.
I even had an Etsy shop at one point, and I was selling some of the purses that I was making in my apartment in Brooklyn.
And they were
I would just sell them out, girl. People were buying it. It's just that it's a lot to manage it, especially if you get big orders. Like, one big order I got was like a bridal party wanted clutches for all 12 bridesmaids. 12, girl. And I was like, all right. So I just had to decide, like, this isn't going to be the thing.
I'm about it.
All about new projects. Keep yourself busy. Excite yourself. Keep yourself curious and learning, and you'll be happy.
Y'all, I just want to tear up. I couldn't say any of this any better. Okay, so for I have two more questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Give me some travel tips. I need maybe 3 to 5 of your best travel hacks for someone who is interested in traveling. Maybe they have a full-time job. They really don't know where to start, but they're not trying to spend all this coin. Or maybe they think they are.
Right. Step 1, find a travel buddy or travel buddies. When you're doing this alone, it is a lot harder, especially if you want to do it up a little bit. Unless, like, if you're okay with staying in $20 hostels every night and you're kind of like, oh man, I'm doing it real low budget, then fine. You don't need a travel buddy. Do it alone. I totally encourage you to. But if you do want to do a little nicer, you're going to need a travel buddy, because that's the person who's going to split everything in half. That's immediately a saver right there. So I traveled with my boyfriend. We split the rent in half. We split like a lot of the meals in half, the groceries in half. Like, there's so many things you can split in half. Immediately helps you save. And so that's one big one. The second one is plan ahead, because when you're trying to find last minute deals, they're expensive because it's last minute. So a lot of times, unless you find like a specific resource that helps you save on last minute deals, then that's great. But if you don't have a specific app or website that helps you get a deal on a last minute buy, then you need to plan ahead. Because we saved a lot of money by booking our flights like over 6 months ahead.
6 months ahead, okay.
We booked way early.
Where'd you go to look?
So we looked on hipmunk.com, HIPMUNK. It's like chipmunk without the C.
Okay.
And we followed the flight. We like got notifications and stuff. Once it dropped under a certain amount, we were like, let's buy it. And then we saved a ton of money. So, I mean, you definitely got to be on things early. And then the last thing is, do not be afraid to cut back while you're there the same way you cut back while you're here. So in Barcelona, a lot of people expected to see me like at restaurants and trying vegan places. I've been vegan for a year. And I did do a couple vegan places, but I only did that like less than half of the days I was there. The other days, man, I took my behind to the local supermarket and I bought fruits and veggies and I bought beans and I bought like olives and I cooked at home and in the little kitchen that we had in the rental. And I portioned my meals out and I packaged them on plates with foil over, put in the fridge, and microwaved when I got back from a full day of sightseeing and being a tourist. So if you're out all the time spending, of course you're not going to be able to balance that out. So don't be afraid to do the same type of things you do at home while you're there.
Excellent. You all, your girl, I'm literally at all for words. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, last round. So as you guys know, I live in DC,
yes.
And there's always these series of questions that people ask me whenever I see them about who I am and who I work for, and apparently why I'm relevant enough to talk to them. And usually the answer is never sufficient enough for them. So I'm going to ask you the same questions, and I want you to answer the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Cool.
Okay, who are you?
Yanali Espinal from Brooklyn.
What do you do?
I'm an educator and personal finance advocate.
What was your biggest financial failure?
Co-signing a loan for someone else.
Ooh, you shouldn't have told me that.
We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it.
What was your biggest financial success?
Getting out of $20,000 of credit card debt.
And how long did it take you to do it?
2 years. A year and a half. A little bit under 2 years.
Yes, a year and a half.
Yeah.
And what are you doing to get this money?
I work full-time for a nonprofit that teaches personal finance to students in high schools with their curriculum. And then I have a YouTube channel as my side hustle.
Yes, you guys.
Gotta have a side hustle, y'all.
Yes, y'all. Yaneli of Miss Be Helpful, which is the best interview I had.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be on your podcast. Girl, I listened and I was like, I love this show. It's like perfect balance of I have an education I know I'm talking about and taking it seriously, y'all, but at the same time, don't get it twisted. I got that little sass in me,
There's
too.
a sass.
But it's
sass
enough.
Is essential.
I loved it, girl. I was like, I got the splash of sass, too, so we're going to...
A splash? I'm going to start saying a splash of
sass, girl. That's right.
Splash
so I was like,
we're
going to mesh real well.
Yes. Yaneli, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.